Welcome back, guys. This is Jiro, and today we're breaking down the game-changing spoilers for One Piece Chapter 1152. So let's get started. This chapter immediately throws us 26 years into the past, onto Punk Hazard Island. We hear a desperate voice pleading in the background. It's a man under immense stress, practically begging. Please, Vegapunk, you must study the Void Century. There is a darkness that is too deep for the world. Vegapunk's reaction confirms the tension. He stands firm, arms crossed, delivering a rigid, defensive reply. I can't. I am a government scientist now. We then see the man's identity. It was that old dude from Robin's village, Professor Clover. This connection explains everything. Vegapunk gives a word of advice to Clover, warning him of the danger. One can't measure the good and evil of the past. Clover then delivers a deeply personal confession, appearing visibly heartbroken in the panel. The story hits very close to home for him. Once I saw a man with the name of D killed right before my eyes without any warning. A man I was born and raised with, my older brother, He Cloud D. Clover. Vegapunk was shocked after hearing that. Clover continues, his voice rising in anger. And do you know how did I survive out there? Because I said he's a friend. How is it right a person can die simply for saying the name that was given at birth? He finishes his challenge. There is a secret history, Vegapunk, whose traces are continually erased. Vegapunk stands his ground, closing the conversation. I will not help you with this, and I will forget what you just said. The most I can do is tell you to be careful. Clover's final words in the scene are a promise of action. I will solve this mystery someday. The story now immediately fast-forwards 3 years from that meeting. This is a critical time jump. The setting remains Punk Hazard, but the atmosphere is different. We hear a voice outside the frame reporting the worst possible news. Did you hear about Ohara? They are going to place a Buster Call on it. The reaction panel is genuinely disturbing. We see a close-up of Caesar Clown, still working with Vegapunk at the time, but he is maniacally laughing and dancing after hearing this news. Then we see that emotional scene where Vegapunk visited Ohara after it's been busted called. Then the panel shifts to a powerful emotional reveal. This is the first time we see Vegapunk crying like a baby. The destruction of knowledge utterly broke him. With that devastating scene, the flashback concludes, and the chapter immediately moves back to today's time and the current broadcast. Vegapunk continues his final message to the world. He quotes an important phrase from the past. Someone once said, the voices of the past will be heard. History is told by the winners. The camera cuts to the Straw Hat crew. We see the panel focus entirely on Robin, whose eyes widen in recognition. She needed no time at all to understand whose words Vegapunk was quoting. These were the words of Professor Clover himself. Now the chapter shifts fully into action, a chaotic sequence of events across the island. The focus snaps back to Nami's group and the attempts to escape the Labo phase. Lilith is trying to sabotage the escape and hold the Straw Hats back. Suddenly, Atlas arrives and punches Lilith as hard as she can. Everyone is shocked by the chaos, and Lilith is knocked unconscious. Atlas commands, "Go, fly and take care of Lilith." She sends her away, choosing to stay and fight the Gorosei herself. Following this, Brook quickly loads the cola and they successfully release the Kuda burst. But the relief time hasn't come yet, because just as the Thousand Sunny takes flight, the clash between Atlas and the Gorosei begins. Specifically, Saint Ethan Baron v Nusjuro joins the fight. In a brutal display of speed, Nusjuro unleashes a devastating blow that instantly slices off Atlas's hand. The attacks are relentless and effective. In the next dramatic scene, the huge ancient robot Emmet suddenly stands up from the sea, whispering, "Joy Boy, oh, Joy Boy." Luffy, in his typical fashion, is completely confused. What? He turns around trying to find this mysterious Joy Boy. Emmet then shouts, its voice booming, "I'm talking to you." It continues, "Your enemy is my enemy. You go ahead. I'm so happy I get to fight for you again, Joy Boy." The giants, completely perplexed, ask Luffy, "Is that thing on our side?" And Luffy, missing the point entirely, gives a classic zero-brain response, "Well, it says it wants to protect someone named Joy Boy. Who's that?" Meanwhile, the dumbass Navy ships try desperately to breach the giants' protective ship. But the main event is the gigantic clash between the Gorosei and the ancient robot. Frankie observes the robot's power. It's winding up. It's going to shoot something. The mechanical genius is stunned by the scale of the power on display. And then that happens. The robot throws itself forward, trying desperately to stop Jupiter. But Saturn comes in and prevents the attack from landing. Saturn then hops onto the giant's ship just as Usopp's group arrives from the sky. But the moment of escape is overshadowed by tragedy. Atlas, the satellite of pure emotion, is completely overwhelmed. The panel confirms the worst. The Gorosei have landed a fatal blow, silencing Atlas forever. She fought with the rawest emotion, but in the end, her struggle to save her friends was tragically and brutally extinguished. The final panels focus on the ultimate betrayal. York is seen gleefully babbling. Atlas is gone. Now the only Vegapunk is me. The chapter ends on an extreme cliffhanger. The Gorosei are descending, with their full attention now focused on eliminating the ancient robot and ending the broadcast for good. The future of the world is hanging in the balance. What an insane chapter! The historical context, the betrayal, and the return of Joy Boy's oldest ally doesn't get bigger than this. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for our discussion video next week. Till then, bye-bye.